Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome to Steam Next Fest. This is one of the demos that's currently available. Might not be available for long as Steam Next Fest generally only lasts a week and we're about halfway in. This is Tactical Breach Wizards. It's a delightfully unserious game that takes a concept a bit like Breach and Clear or Door Kickers or No Plan B and replaces it with wizards. So as opposed to Navy SEALs, we have a Navy Seer. This guy can see about a turn into the future and predict what the enemy is going to do. I'm going to be playing a bit of the demo for you so you can have a bit of an idea what we're looking at and just how delightfully unserious this game is. We're starting out off in the Jodasa Strait and we have both the Navy Seer as well as Liv Kennedy. Now, what I'm kind of missing, at least might be because it's a demo, is voiced characters. I think that would make this even better. We're in position. Breach glyphs are hot, so we don't have breaching charges, we have breach glyphs. Zan, you're up. Zan is our Navy Seer. I can have the slowful wards in place or the trauma control charms. Now, I don't really know what either of these are. Trauma control might be something to deal with healing. Suppression aura online, slowful wards in place. Alright, what do you see in there? Foresight on the 3 Sprig Acolytes, Softwood Silenced Mag 10s. This is a setting with wizards. So who's the enemy? The Druid Mafia. Yeah, I didn't make it up either, but that is the the unserious nature of this game. So, what do you want me to leave you on? If you're losing your touch, sure. Or if you're gonna get cocky, I'm not coming to your funeral. You think you're hot shit just because you can like transcend time. She is a, what was the term again? I think temporal mancer or something like that. She can go back and forth in time. Now, there's a lovely little chatter going on about, or between these two characters. There she goes. 1, 2, and you only get to control Zan in this first tutorial mission. So, we have really very little in the sense of opportunities to do. We can move, we can fire 3 bolt burst. This is the damaging ability, costs 1 action. He only has 1 action, and over here vertically we have this bar with mana. So basically the amount of abilities or the cost that you use to pay for abilities. Right now I don't really have any abilities that actually costs any mana, so it's kind of an empty feature for now. There we go. The 3 bolt burst, not only does damage, but it also knocks characters back 1 square. So this character nicely fell out of a window. That means I can now move, and I can now access the laptop, and thereby go on to the next phase. What this thing is very different from relative to Door Kickers, No Plan B, games like that, is that it's much more of a puzzle game I've found than an actual tactics game. That might not appeal to everybody, but it's, I think, much more about the story, the fun little story that they have going on here. We're hitting a Druid Mafia ship, by the way, and we're trying to liberate an asset. They've got a high value target, they've got guns, and they can only do weird plenty shit. Planty as in plants, because druids. You don't care who we're extracting? Young adult male, that's all I need. What do you want, their dating profile? You can ask him if he likes long walks after we stop these shrubs from flaying him with barrel cactus. Okay, let's move on. You good for 3 of these guys? I'm good for 4, but I'll let you feel useful. Breach. Breaching glyph in place. She takes out 1. She takes out another, and then she leaves 2 for me. So this time I have a bit more to do. I'm letting you blossom, she says. And this is where the game is going to, kind of show you that you can both shoot somebody, like this. Sorry. The game is telling me to move to the laptop. Yeah, sure. But then I first need to shoot the enemy that I cannot take cover from. This guy over here. And now I duck behind this crate. And with that, I am done for the turn, because this guy can't actually shoot me now. For some reason, he also doesn't move, I think part of the tutorial phase. So now I can take him out, and then use the laptop, and move on to the next part of the operation. It's going to get increasingly more complex as you move on. We have 2 springs and a great oak and a ghillie suit. So that's another one of the druids. The great oak is wearing a ghillie suit? It is, yeah. Isn't it already a tree? Yeah, it is. Let's get in there and kill it. Breach! Boom. There is the ghillie. No, actually, there's the ghillie, I think. You can kind of make him out. So, we have to move to the laptop. And then we have to use the laptop. That gains all the mana, but I also have a target behind me, so he deserves to be taken out. Although, of course, knocking him out of a window actually is more useful. Now, I have the ability to foresee, so I can foresee what the enemies are going to do. At the moment, though, I don't believe there is much that I can foresee. So I can end the turn, because, well, there isn't really that much to foresee. But what the game also allows you to do is rewind. So I can go back and change my actions if I so feel like it. But for now, I just want to take out this guy. I want to end the turn. There is the ghillie guy. Now, I cannot actually take him out. So what I need to do is make sure that he either gets knocked back, although I cannot really kick him out of a window, or I'm gonna have to try and take the hit before Liv Kennedy here does. Let's just fire off a couple shots. I can't take him. Can you dodge this? You're the one with foresight, you tell me. And now the game explains that with foresight, I can actually kind of predict what they're going to do. They are definitely going to take a shot, and you can see what they can do. They can do 1 damage, and they can cause a knockback. So that is going to mean that she gets pushed out there, but not out the window. So it's not that bad. Use the foresee button. I'd love to, but at the moment I can't. So I'm first going to have to foresee what they do. What they're going to do is shoot her out the window. That's not ideal. So we're going to rewind that. I'm going to make sure that I take the hit instead. So if I moved, let's say, there, now he's going to get targeted. And now he's going to say, you owe me a mending vial after this. So now I can foresee the outcome. I'm going to take a hit, and then Liv immediately puts him down. Works for me. Not ideal because you do take a hit, but it shows you what the foresight ability can do. Alright, there we go. We can now move on to the next phase. And here we have the hostage. Alright, Intel said this is where they're holding the asset. Do you see him? Yeah, they got him bound and gagged. I don't like this. I bet he's not a fan either. Want to actually extract him, or should we sit around wringing our hands about it for another 5 years? Sorry if I wasted 2 seconds for seeing 80 different ways this hostage extraction could end with one of us, or all of us dead. Well, if any of their melodramatic fantasies come true, you know your orders. The asset is the priority. You have to blink him out of there yourself? Do it. Got it. You gonna breach this here? Yes, we are. She pushes one of them out the window. She takes another one down. And what is that? I only have time to deal with one threat. Try saving Liv and see if they shoot the hostage. And this again is where the foresight ability comes in very useful. So I can shoot this one. And I can thereby push him out the window. But if I do that, then the hostage gets killed off. So that is, let's say, less than desirable. I am going to have to rewind this. Let's see if I take another course of action. If I shoot this guy threatening the hostage, what happens then? If I do that, then Liv gets taken. So I cannot take them both. And this really is the only call. The hostage must survive. It's not ideal, because you're losing the other operative. But it's, well, it's the only way to keep the hostage safe. And now there is 2 of them. Thankfully, I don't have to take all of them out. I can just move over there. And I can now immediately blink out with the hostage. And we have the hostage extracted. Unfortunately, at the expense of one of our operatives. So that's Tactical Breach Wizards. Let's move on to the next mission. Right now we have the break, Act 1. This is one of the 4 missions as part of the first act. We're now at Rush Water PD. The DSR, I'm not exactly sure what that is. We are now operating with a different character. And I am, well, kind of getting in touch, shall we say. I'm trying to get something from this Chief Inspector. The first person on the scene happens to be meddling witch every cop loves to hate. Jen Kellen. That's us. That's me. Do you have a question? What's it gonna take to you to stop you inserting yourself into every missing person's case we investigate? Well, you could do your job. I'm sorry if solid police work sometimes takes a little longer than your witch's tricks, but we have procedures for a reason. Doesn't seem like every case gets the same procedures though, does it? We're not getting into the Siegler case again. I'm not sure what that is, but I guess these two have a history. We really have. So, you hear a shot, you burst into with these breaching glyphs, and then you find Wexler already dead. Describe the shooter. White-haired woman, good-looking, smartly dressed, except for the surgical gloves. And the gun. No, she put the gun down. And you went for it? Well, it was more about her not getting the gun. And what happened? I got to it first. She seemed to reevaluate her situation at that point. She ran. And then you guys showed up with a fucking traffic warlock. Okay, and what's your problem with Sergeant Clark? He made me kneel even though I'd already dropped the gun, he picked it up without gloves, he tracked mud all over the scene, and he put 2-week stasis curse on my car. So it's like this, this sergeant impounded her car, I think? It's gonna cost me more than that to disenchant than I get paid for this whole job. So we're not going to get prosecuted, that's nice. Prosecute me? But next time you call us, stay put, stay out, and leave your wand at home. Did you get the woman? We have someone matching that description in our custody, yes. Can I talk to her? Can you talk to the prime suspect in a murder investigation? No, Kellen, you can't. You're a PI, a provisional PI. Private investigator, I suspect. Please get out of here. Can you unhex my car, please? I'm not insured for temporal curses. You'll have to take that up with crafts and arcana control. Fine. We'll do that. At this point, something has happened to the police station, and the station is on fire. What is going on? You're too late to stop me. I don't even know who you are. Oh, you're not Zan Vasker, Navy SEER? That's the character who were operating in the previous mission. No, my name's Jen. Is Zan here? I don't think so. I haven't seen him in years. Ah, well, prepare to burn. Oh, no thanks. See, that's the level of chatter that you're going to get in this whole game. At least in the demo, and I think for the whole game too. Now, I can, with this character, defenestrate certain people. This means that this less lethal pyromancer, with 15 health, it's a bit much for me to take on, but I can do a static blast, causing 2 knockback, and pushes the unit this many squares back. So if I move there, and then defenestrate the good man, he's gonna get tossed out of a window. And that is that first, let's say, mini tutorial done about how to use the pushback ability that this character has. And look who it is. It's Zan! Jen, what are you doing here? Solving a murder, how about you? Being arrested for... yeah, it's a list. They think I'm part of a team raiding this station. I served with Zan, guys, I'll vouch for him. No one cares. You remember what it means if I give the signal, right? 1 second on the clock, I remember. This guy, the seer, can see 1 second into the future. That's enough on your knees. Now. Okay. What I can do is, with her, that is Jen, have a chain bolt ability. Targets each enemy in the order that you want them to hit. The bolt will follow the path shown, knocking to each target back in the direction that it hits. So I can now, as the beautiful phrase goes, defenestrate 2 guys. Boom. Wow, thanks. Sorry it came to that. One of those guys had it coming. And the other? Didn't know him, but they'll be fine. I cast slow full wards on the windows. So these guys are not exactly going to fall to their deaths. They're slowly going to go down to ground level. Because we don't kill cops. Now I can use Zan to access the laptop, and that is this mini part of the map done. Advancing to the next stage. And now we are going to have to breach another part. But first we get a little bit of exposition between the characters. So how have you been? Not bad. How about you? What have you been up to? The team casting his way through the station right now is led by my former CO, Liv Kennedy. That's the one who was taken in the former mission. She might be the most dangerous person on the planet. I think she's trying to start a war, and it might be my fault. So, stopping that. Cool. Listen, these guys didn't like me much before I defenestrated two of their colleagues, so we should probably get out of this building in the next 4 minutes if we don't want to stay here for 25 to life. What are we going to see when we open this? One cop, body armor, nightsticks. That's the guy right there. Enforcer. They're tough. I suggest we try and put them through a window. You cannot throw all of life's problems through windows, Jen. Maybe not, but we owe it to ourselves to try. Yeah, it actually might be the right call here. I'll have to come at him from the side to set you up. Take him when you have the shot. Ready? Breach. Boom. Now, right now this guy is in a less than favorable position for me to defenestrate. Thankfully, what I can do is reposition to a different site and thereby get this guy to start acting on where I want him to go. So I can have Zan, for example, redeploy to there. I can have Zan, or I can have Jen repositioned to here. And I need to find a way to get this guy to come to me. Which he will do. But he's gonna have to get to a position, let's say in front of the window. Because if I blast him now, it's gonna just knock him back into the wall, which doesn't do much. So I need to knock him out. And thereby, let's say first we're going to push him here. He's gonna try and knock me down, which is less than ideal. If I try and kite him this way, I cannot actually toss him out of a window. So that is not going to work. If I go here, that might work. But I kind of need him to sit... Yeah, I kind of need him to sit right there. God, how did I do this last time around? Here, I think? Yeah, he's gonna knock him out. I kind of accept that outcome. Yeah, that's fine. And then I can static blast this guy, but... Nope, that's not good enough. We're gonna rewind. There was a better way of doing this, but I kind of forgot about it. So what's gonna happen is, I'm going to be able to shoot him doing 1 damage, but that's not enough. If I do a chain bolt, it basically doesn't do much, because it's going to cost me 1 mana. It's the same 2 square knockback. So we're gonna have to try and restart this level. Blah, 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 blah. We're gonna go and pass this little bit of chatter. Okay, redeploy Zan. Zan is gonna have to go somewhere else. Zan is gonna have to start here. If I take Zan and say I want to breach here, Zan can now bolt burst him and push him that way. Now that he's over there, I can static blast him right out the window. And that's how you're supposed to do it. Now Zan can go over to the laptop and use the laptop to get to the next stage. So it's constantly these little puzzles. They're not terribly difficult. They do get a bit more tricky later on. And, I mean, it's a very far cry from Breach Clear or Door Kickers or No Plan B or XCOM or anything like that. But it's a lot more unserious. You got a lot of funny chatter going on, if it's your level of humor, that is. So, what's her overall objective? What does she want? I don't know. Who's she working for? Reactor. I guess that's some sort of evil faction. What's their objective? I don't know. Who was the fire guy I ran into earlier? He asked for you, by the way. Oh, really? That's nice. No, I don't know who that is. So, we're getting nowhere. How long have you been on this investigation? 3 months. You need somebody with investigative skills, like a PI. Someone whose career is in a temporary dry spell, I think that's a pun, despite her obvious talent. Hey, I'm hiring if you're interested. What does it pay? Nothing. I'm broke. Which is actually very competitive with what I'm earning right now. I'll take a look at your files. Files, right. Like he has files. Zan. I'll make some. Never mind, what's up next? Another enforcer, and bad news, no windows. So that rules out every strategy I know. See, it's not a comprehensive life plan. Don't worry, I got this. I can set up a shot that'll knock him back, then knock him flat if he comes my way. And what do? Watch. Deal. Let's go. Zan now gets a new ability. I can use a predictive bolt, and this is going to do 4 damage, and basically it's a sort of no-walk zone. But you do have to have somebody who wants to serve as a kite, so that's going to be Jen's job. And Jen's is basically just going to sit there. Now I still have Zan to foresee what's going to happen. He's going to walk in there and he's going to get hit by the predictive bolt. Works for me. Let's execute that. Heads up, reinforcements. Sometimes, if you have a door that's allowing reinforcements to come in, you need to block that door off. You need to put a ward on it. So first I need to be able to get there. And I also need to get rid of this guy, Mr. Speaker. What I can do is push him here and then use a predictive bolt. Oh, not quite there. Let's see. I can't reach the door in one turn. So I can kind of knock him back a bit. But I don't think I can take him out this turn. Yeah, that'll not do it. A predictive bolt, however, might work. Because then he's going to come running my way and I'll knock him out. Well, ideally that is. Now he's going to try and chase me down. So once again, I'm going to have to try and get this guy into a position where he will actually chase me. Now I can have Zan go here, predictive bolt this thing. He's going to try and come after me and get shot. Works for me. And there's another unit of reinforcements. First, we're going to block up this door. And now we're going to static blast this good man into a wall. Done. Okay. Next up. What's the plan this time? I don't know. Improvise. Inspiring. So I have no windows. I have no way to defenestrate anybody. I need to use the laptop to open the next part of the mission. And we have to get rid of these various different characters. Now we have a couple of different ones. We have RPD Sharpshooter Swansea over here. He fires at the first person to enter their narrow line of sight. So that means if I do breach with Zan, he's most likely going to get shot immediately. So that means Jen has to access the area first. We have another one of the enforcers, which is going to try and bludgeon me with a stick. And we have another tracker. This is probably the least of my worries. So what I want to do is have Jen breach. And let's see, if I push Jen... Yeah, he's going to try and come after me. Which is something I don't really want to have happen. If I do a chain bolt from, let's say, there... That's 1 and 2. Now, the real question is, what is this guy going to do? So we're going to breach here. Maybe I should have moved her. Yeah, he's going to definitely try and come after me. So if I use a predictive bolt here and lock down the area, that might do enough. Now you can come after me, or at least you can have a good go, and I will knock you down. Alright, that's that done. You can move to the laptop. You can access the laptop. And we're going to move on to the next and final part of this mission. Alright, this is it. The way out? Well, it's on the way out. Wait, you haven't been leading us out of here this whole time? You haven't been following me, have you? I don't know where I'm going. I've been leading us to the one little thing I need to do before we can leave. You know we're in a police station where both of us are resisting arrest while it's simultaneously being raided by a team of Black Ops wizards, one of whom can transcend time? Yeah, but there's no sense rushing. So where are we headed? This office leads to the holding cells. There's someone there I need to talk to. You're working a case? Yeah, can we just do this? Alright, but it's a mess in there. You ready? No, but that's not going to change. Breach. Breach. Boom. Okay, the situation here is not looking great. We got 5 targets over here, and they all need to have a good talking to. These two are trackers. They shoot in the 4C phase. So ideally, I would knock both of these out immediately. This one is first going to have to make sure he gets to a position from where he can attack me. I could try defenestrating this guy, but I don't really have a good angle. Because I need to have, well, maybe with a chain lightning. Maybe with a chain lightning I can do it. If I have a line of sight on him. Can I defenestrate both of these good men? Yes. Alright, thank you, gentlemen. You're going to move here, and you're going to take cover. As for Zan over here, I'm going to have to move you here, and then 3-round burst this guy. But that's not quite going to do it. So I might need to take a different course of action with him. I can try taking a shot against one of these. That might work, but it probably won't really take him out. There we go, it does take him out. And now I'm going to take cover. So we've taken out 3, there's only 2 of them left. Yes. Unfortunately, this door is going to keep spawning in reinforcements. And I need to get to that door quickly. So it is time for Jen to start moving in that position. Static blast this man out the window. And then we're going to have Zan also try and help out. Like, this shooter is not exactly a big worry for me right now. But I can take him out anyway. And then we're going to move. Right there. And take cover. And, yes. There's another one. I can now get to the door. Which is good news. But now I have 2 guys looking at me. And they're not particularly happy. So I can at least chain bolt both of them. They did get knocked back. But that doesn't do much. So that is not necessarily the right course of action. The chain bolt nor the static blast are really going to save me here. So as much as I would very much like to knock down that door, I probably can't. I can't really get away with that. As for a 3-bolt burst, that would knock him out because it does a little bit of damage to him. There we go. And now I can still move, so I can get closer to the door. And there is another tracker that's going to come out of there. I can already use the laptop, but I still have to seal the door. We're not done yet. I can set up a tracker site or a predictive bolt there, but I don't think it's going to do much. Let's just take cover for now. If I move here and static blast this guy, he's going to take a bit of damage, but not enough. So let's just have Jen kind of wait here and not do much with her at the moment. There's another one. Seal the door. That's now kind of done because the reinforcements all came here, so it doesn't really do much. I still have to take out the rest of the guys. This is only going to do 1 knockback, which is not enough. So it's going to have to be Jen that gets here, because Jen with the static blast might be able to do a little more. But Zan is in the way. So Zan's going to get out of the way, you're going to get out the window, and Zan is now going to be able to take this guy out, and thereby we have completed the mission. So, I'm going to leave it here. There is definitely more to play in the demo, but I'll leave that for you to explore. Link to the Steam demo or Steam Next Fest page is down below in the description. I think it's a fun game to take your mind off other things. Well, I mean, that goes for most games, I suspect. It is delightfully unserious, it's a nice little puzzle game, and I really quite enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I look forward to seeing that. And, well, there's plenty more to explore. So I hope to have another one of the videos up on the Steam Next Fest in a short amount of time. Thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more.